Golf's no different from hockey. Requires talent, self-discipline.
Golf requires goofy pants and a fat ass. You should talk to my neighbor, the accountant, probably a great golfer, huge ass.
How do you measure yourself with other golfers? By height.
It's a very, very special honor.
I'm Paula Creamer, and you're listening.
Well, we're waiting.
Hi, this is Martin Cove, a.k.a. John Kreese from Cobra Kai, and you're listening to
Quiet Please.
Let the word go out from here across the land. Let Daddy Noonan approve.
Hi, boys. Nice day for golf, ain't it? Quiet, please. Oh, you got secrets, eh?
Hey, this is Shooter McGavin. You're listening to the...
Hey, you guys. Hey, we're trying to have a podcast over here.
Welcome once again, everyone, to Quiet Please, the Golf Podcast. I'm Alan Depew, and every week we get together. Spend about 45 minutes just chatting about the latest topics, the men, the women, shaping the game of golf. I have, as always, our panel of golfing experts from across all fields of the game. Actually, I'm going to start out by saying who's not with us today is Boston Bourbon Bob, who is preparing diligently for, along with all our friends out at the Woodford Club, for the Woodford Ladies LPGA Championship. Can't wait to hear the stories coming out of that. We had a few of the ladies join us last week. But who is with us? BE's making a return. Hello, Brendan.
What's happening?
What's going on? You've been busy. We got to hear some stories.
Yeah.
The West Texas Senior Amateur, reigning Texas Senior Amateur, participant in the U.S. Senior Amateur at the end of this month, Andy Hydorn.
My goodness, I don't know what to say.
And hailing to my left in this smaller cadet small corner, Christian Nazamus, the prettiest podcaster in golf.
That cadet small can still hit it 300 yards.
Yep.
Unlike yourself. So
I can't hit it anywhere. I've graduated to the wrist widget. If anyone can see that.
Wow.
The wrist widget.
The new sponsor of the Quiet Please podcast, the wrist widget.
That's when you know you're getting old. Wow.
Yeah. Well, I don't have to know. I am. I am indeed. Hey, good show. Lots of things to talk about, actually. Golf season's winding down. FedEx bubble is coming upon us. Live or let die. We should call this next episode. Got some words there. And the ladies had some great coverage, great major this week of BE. And what am I missing? There's this little thing called cash flow, and there's a lot of it flowing into the golf industry, if we can get to that as well. Other than that, BE, tell us what's going on, because literally every time we turn around, I see your name on a different article.
You know why that's so, Alan? I'll tell you. The life of a freelancer is different. Let's just say that. Because, you get all these projects going, and then one drops, another one comes up. So you got to stay on your toes, and that's exactly what I do. I stay on my toes.
You know what? You had two references to Zach Brown concert songs right there, Free and Toes, all in one sentence. It was excellent. Well played, sir.
Thank you.
Andy, you ready?
I do want to say one thing. I hate missing a show, and I've missed quite a few, so I'm going to try my best as we move forward to be with you guys.
We hate when you miss the show, too.
We do.
For the record.
Yes.
Well, on the record. Yeah.
Andy, are you getting geared up, coming up north here, up here to Baltimore?
I'm trying to pace myself. I still have 4 weeks. So, but yeah, I'm super excited. The coolest thing last week, it was a great show last week, having Jane Geddes in
amazing show.
Lisa Neumann. I mean, I don't know, to me, listening to them and just how engaging they are, and not just them, but all the ladies that we've had on the show have been so unbelievably engaging, and it's awesome to have. But having known last week when Lisa and Bob pointed it out, won the Ladies U.S. Women's Open at Baltimore Country Club. So I go on YouTube and I find the broadcast, and I've been watching. I'm on my like second go around with it, but like it's amazing to watch a broadcast of a golf course like that. You're learning the golf course. Like it's unbelievable how much knowledge you get and how familiar you're getting with the golf course just by watching a broadcast like that. And it's super exciting and super cool to watch her and listen to her talk about how the greens were super slopey from back to front, and you're watching these girls hit these putts, these uphill putts. They can't get it to the hole. The side hill putts are breaking like 15 feet, and like it's just really, really awesome to know that, and coincidental that Lisa Lott won, and that's where I'm heading at the end of the month.
She must have said it at least 4 times. Keep it below the hole.
Yeah.
Keep it below the hole. So
go find that broadcast, 1988 U.S. Women's Open, and like you can see exactly what she's talking about. It's pretty amazing.
Christian, home office this week.
Yes, I've been actually taking a little break from the work traveling for a little bit here, just to focus more on our big day coming up. So I'm back on the road though next week. I'll be in Detroit. Ironically enough, where there was just a golf tournament, so I might have to pop by. And that's not a plug.
What a segue! How did that ever happen?
I will be in Detroit, Michigan next week, so it'll be a very different background than what you're seeing right now. It'll be a hotel room with a beautiful blank wall.
He's wiser than his years, Alan.
He really is. And it may be the last of the Rockets. Is that what we're hearing?
Yeah, it's too bad.
Yeah. Yep. I think it might be the last one. It was a great tournament. I don't know if you guys watched it. I watched a lot of it, but it was a great
I'm going to let Andy go ahead and chime in with just talking about the winner, because he is our chief linguist on this show. So
we got a lot of linguistal things going on this week.
Yeah. Now, I mean, the first thing that came to my mind was how awesome the golf course looked. You know, like that place, they just redid it, and I think they just reopened it. But it looks unbelievable.
Yeah.
And that place has some history. That's where Arnold Palmer won his U.S. Amateur, and the tournament, he says, that really launched his career in professional golf, even though it was an amateur event. But it gave him the confidence to know that he could go out and play for a living. But yeah, Michael Thorbjornsen.
Thank you.
How you say it. But he's a Wellesley, Massachusetts guy, which is kind of cool. 10-finger grip. Stanford kid. Just a ton of talent. I remember it had to be like 5 or 6 years ago. He and Matt Parziali, who was a U.S. Mid-Amateur champ back about 10 years ago, were playing in the final of the Massachusetts Amateur. And Thorbjornsen and Parziali, it was an unbelievable display. Like Parziali shot like 5 under on the first 18 holes, and he was 6 down. Like it was unbelievable, the golf these guys played. And he's just been really good. He was really good in college. He had a couple of great events while he was an amateur playing at the Greater Hartford tournament. And it was just a matter of time before he won. So pretty awesome to see.
I should also add, I failed to in the intro that anyone that is watching, that's one of the beauties of the live show, is if you have a question, comment you'd like to add in, please go ahead and put it up, keep it clean. We'll try to get it on the air. Christian's mom is watching us on Instagram right now, faithfully, as always, and we appreciate that.
It's our favorite time of the week. Her and my dad.
Moved our viewership, but doubled us.
It's almost like we know her, right?
She's a great lady.
So, B.E., what do you think about them that being cut? One of the tournaments, one of the victims of the restructure.
Man, we've talked about it in the past when they announced about the new schedule and how things are going to shake out. And there's actually been some announcements about some of the more premium events for next season. But the casualties are events like this, which are your cornerstones of the community. I know Bay Hill's a bigger event, but that's my hometown event. And it's just very important to Orlando. So when you see something like the Rocket or some of these others that are smaller, not the same level as an API, being chopped or losing corporate sponsorship, they may pick somebody up. But either way, it doesn't just affect, that course or that event. It affects the whole community. It affects all of Detroit. So it's a shame, and I'm hopeful that they find a sponsor. There's another way of keeping that, because not only is the venue fantastic, but the stuff they did throughout the week. I don't know if you guys saw the video they made a little par 3 right in downtown Detroit, and they were hitting shots from above a building, like a terrace up on a building, 119 yards down to a green they created in this area across the street, and hitting shots in. It was just so cool. And that's the kind of stuff that the community will sorely miss when they lose an event like that.
I agree. The looking to other more positive. Who wants to chime in on the ladies, because they had some great viewership and that was some good action this week.
Oh yeah.
I on my trip a couple of years ago got to play Lytham in St. Anne's, and unfortunately it was the place that we played the first day, so no sleep. You're on a red eye. You get there, you grab your stuff, you drive for like 2 hours, and you go tee it up with no driving range to go play Lytham in St. Anne's. But it is the greatest golf course. Like, it was my favorite golf course of all the ones we played that week. It just, and it's funny because it's kind of like in the middle of a neighborhood. It's really kind of strange, where you pull up and you think you're pulling up to somebody's house, but it's a Lytham clubhouse, and the bunkers there. It's just such an awesome golf course. I think it'd be great to see the men go back there soon. I don't know if they have a scheduled event there, a scheduled Open Championship there or not, but I think it'd just be a great test of golf, and it's such an awesome golf course.
Andy, didn't you lose a 9-iron on that trip?
True. Left fescue. No, not left fescue. Left gorse. On number 11 at Troon.
Of course.
Yeah.
Troon. Nice segue again.
Yeah.
I'm referring, obviously, Christian, to the continue. I got to chime this in because I like fancying myself as a little bit of being in the business of the game of golf, and consolidation continues once again. News hit the wire yesterday that Troon has bought Bobby Jones Links. They're going to keep that brand, everything in place, but they pick up another 34 golf courses under contract on the Bobby Jones Links, and this is on the heels of KSL buying Invited for $2.2 billion. So, Christian, Andy, Wall Street's watching the game of golf. We're up 4.2% on rounds of golf this year. I think we talked about that either this week or last week. I mean, that translates into, if they keep that pace, it's another 20 million golf rounds. And it's crazy.
Start selling some courses, Alan.
It's What's very. That? Go ahead.
No, I said start selling some courses.
Anybody would like to call me, would be happy to have a conversation.
When you put it in context and think back to not that long ago, like 2018, 2019, where we were, we could have never seen where we're at right now. I mean, the numbers are good, very good actually, but one of the things, and I'd love to hear how you guys feel about it, is when they started to take these off-course participation numbers and mix it in with the on-course. And yes, the on-course stuff is still significantly up over the last 6 years. It just kind of, to me, makes it inflated a little bit. However, at the same time, however people consume their golf, whether it's screen golf or top golf or whatever, it's all good for the game either way.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some numbers today that independent of the game golfers, there's been a pretty steady increase in rounds since COVID. You know, COVID went up. Oh, Alan's got something to say, I think. since COVID happened, and it's holding its ground too, which I think is cool.
I do have something to say, Andy. NGF comes out with this last stat. I can't remember I know it's 13%, but the more telling one is now 67 straight months that rounds are up.
Yep.
I mean, that's like a Scotty run or a Tiger run. The golf industry's on a historic run, without question. And BE, if I may, the reason they changed the landscape, it's like changing the vote. They had to change the vote because they were reporting too many bad numbers for too many years, and so they needed to come up with the top golf people that are following. It just so happens, and Greg Nathan's is a friend, and the NGF, they do great work, but they were famously the ones that also said we needed to build a golf course a day for the next 10 years to keep up with the demand. So, you know, it is what it is.
I think when you look at golf across all spectrums, I think it's in a phenomenal spot, and I'm very curious to see what O'Neill says tomorrow at his presser for Liv, to see what's going to happen moving forward with that sector of golf. I think when you look at the tour specifically, I've been saying it for a long time now, it's in a great spot. I think when you watch tournaments like the Rocket, you know, last week, Michael, how do you say it, Andy? Thor
Bjornsson.
What Andy said. When you see somebody like him win, yes, it's obviously life-changing for him, but it's also showing you where golf is currently in a state. And I think it's just so many guys can win because we were so used to seeing your Scotties and your Rorys of the world win. But now you're seeing guys like Davis Riley who are up there. You're seeing guys like Christian Kirk who are up there as well. Like, you know, Ryan Gerard's been knocking on the door. So it's just a great spot. And I think that, you know, not from a pro level, but also looking down at like the amateur level as well. I think everybody is just starting to take it. I don't know if like more serious is the right word, but people are getting out there now and playing more golf, whether it's on a Saturday with the boys or whether it's whatever the case is. Like, it's just every time you go out and play golf now, it should be enjoyable with your friends. This is not from a tour level, obviously. I'm saying just from like an amateur, have fun on a Saturday, Sunday, you know, kick back, whatever. So it's in a great spot, and it's only going to keep going up, in my opinion, from here.
I just want to go out and say, where to go? Why is it not popping up? There it is. Guys, Christian is like, he's aiming it at the bunker and hitting that 2-yard cut back to a back right pin placement all night already. He's on
like
point.
Jason Williams behind him.
He is firing at the pins. Segues to Live without even segues to Rocket without even. I mean, he's hitting every point that we threw out there.
I may not be here every week, but I'm always listening, boys. I'm always listening. All right, come on now.
You've come a long way, young fella.
You're like that character in Monsters Inc. I'm always watching.
Yeah. I think I've grown more than Liv's golf, like grown since it's been a thing.
You have
a double segue.
Andy, would you like to just chime in on what you're hearing about Liv?
Sure. So I heard some stuff this week that was interesting. I don't know if you guys were in on this news, but there's a rumor that there is some secured investment money.
I saw that
coming into Live somewhere in the neighborhood of $200 million, or I don't know if I'm making up that number or not, but that's that news is out there. I don't know who in their right mind would put up money for that product at this stage of the game. I think the lure to the players is gone because it's not billions anymore and it's millions. And I don't know, I thought that was some really interesting news. I also heard Cam Smith, his team.
Oh, jeez.
Well, his team, you know, Mark Leishman, Cam Smith, and I forget who the other guy was, but maybe Matt Jones, maybe, I don't know. But they were talking about where they're looking to play next year, and the answers were pretty mixed and varied. Like Cam Smith was like, well, I don't really know where I'm going to play. I'm going to play here, but you know, there's opportunities to play elsewhere. And Mark Leishman said, I'm looking forward to playing more on Live. So it's funny. I think from the start, the messaging from the players has always been somewhat of a marketing spin or a promotional spin. And I think there's still a little bit of that going on. I also read today that there's some players that are owed some seriously large amounts of money. And I believe that John Rahm was one of the names that came up. I believe that those guys need to make sure they're saying and doing the right things if they want to get paid. So there's a lot going on there, a lot of dynamic movement to, you know, that whole life or death of Live Golf, and it's going to be, to me, it's the inevitable, you know, withering away of what they had. But there are still a lot of financial significant things that have to happen for people, both on the positive and negative side, I think.
I'm going to be very curious to see what Sean says tomorrow morning, and I don't think it's going to be anything less than I think it's run its course. It's done. Nobody's going to fund it. I don't care if you have all the money in the world. Like the richest man in the world, take Elon Musk for example. He won't even fund it because it's not profitable. You can't look at Live and say it's profitable. I had a problem with what Cam Smith said because like he basically implied today that I viewed it as saying, well, if the PGA Tour is the only option that I'm going to play in, well, I'm going to play on the PGA Tour. Like,
right.
No, you're not. Like, you have to, you know, one, you've been non-existent since going to Live. I've said that for years as well. The guy who was arguably in his prime when he left took the money. I don't blame him for. I will stand firm on that. I don't blame anybody for taking the money. But when you look at the course of where Live has gone to where the PGA has gone, drastic difference. I mean, night and day difference. And when you look at somebody like John Rahm, that's going to be very curious because he's still obviously playing at a very high level. That's going to be very interesting to see how that corresponds and how he, you know, may work his way back into tour. I don't know. But then I think of Bryson. What's Bryson going to do, right? Is he going to pursue professional golf or is he going to go focus on YouTube?
They all have their financial reasons for what they're going to do.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
They all do.
Yep.
I think that the thing that you brought up, Christian, which I think is a really, really good and solid point, is that at the end of the day, there was one group that ever could have, would have, and did fund Live Golf. And that's the Saudi PIF, right?
Yes.
They had first of all, huge amounts of money. Number one. Number two, they really wanted to be able to integrate themselves into the world of sports. It's not just golf. They did it in Premier League soccer. They did it in Formula One. So this was something far beyond a good business, venture and opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, how many people in today's entrepreneurial world start a product that fails? I mean, it happens all the time, right?
time.
When you look at Live, okay, cool. People thought it was cool when it came out. All right, they tried it, it failed, and
Usually don't do it with a, $500 billion or whatever amount of money that they invested in it. But you're right, absolutely.
I think, again, Live's run its course. I don't see it going any further past this year. Maybe I'm wrong. I have no clue. I'm not funding it, clearly. I don't have, nor will I ever have that much money. But I'm saying is that when you look at a lot of the players, and more so, I want to, dive into, the interviews specifically, like Andy was alluding to, like the Cam interview and the Mark Leishman interview. But that goes back to, your Bryson interviews and your John Rahm interviews and everybody else's interviews. You can't tell me that what they're saying, they truly believe in some of the stuff that they're saying, in my opinion. I'm watching some of these John Rahm interviews, and I'm just like,
but if the news is true that John Rahm has a shit ton of money at stake here.
150. I think it was 150 million.
150 million.
I thought he got 400 million just to go over there.
But think about that from his viewpoint. He's going to do and say whatever they want him to.
Right.
So he can get his money.
Yeah, but so didn't he get a guaranteed 400 million?
And isn't there some truth to, or did I maybe hear something erroneously fake news that Bryson's final contractual option is he has to do a break 50 over in Saudi Arabia?
No idea.
No clue.
See that? No.
But aren't these guys that went over there though, like these top players? Isn't that all guaranteed money for them in order to come over to Live? The 400 million for John Rahm, the 200 to, or who was it, Brooks? Wasn't that all guaranteed money?
Yeah, guarantee. It's just a word.
Okay, so yeah, it's gonna get messy in my opinion. Moving, what's gonna happen in the next 2 to 3 months? And
the article I read was chapter 11, and then it's all wiped out.
Right. And then why would you want to come back?
Guys that are owed money, you're gonna just play the game until all that. When this is all closed up and there's a ribbon put on it, you're gonna hear the real opinions and thoughts of the people, right, Brendan?
Oh yeah. I mean, that secured funding made me laugh of 200 million because a day later, you get the John Rahm still owed 150 of whatever he signed for.
Yeah, so now there's only 50 left.
And he's probably not the only one. I'm sure there's others that are owed money, maybe not to that extent, obviously, but it's such a mess that any investor that would even try to sniff this, trying to help them, would be foolish, absolutely foolish.
It's a pure mess.
No matter how much money you have, it's not an investment that you're going to make money on. And anybody who's successful in the world that we live in today, it's just not, it's not sustainable. It's not, you're not going to make money off of it, period. If I had the money to do it, you got to look at the business model itself. You got to look at your audience, like any other marketing plan that you have and business proposal moving forward. And it's just not fundable. It's not feasible. And it's a dying product. It's a dead product, if I'm being honest.
Alan, how about Liv getting all this quiet please time this week?
You know what? For that guy that kept sending us the hate mail that we don't follow him.
Yeah.
We're saying their eulogies.
Bring it on, buddy.
Anyway, it'd be nice. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Hey, Cam, you left. You're at the prime of your career. Shouldn't have left. I hope the fishing was good. And enjoy the DP World Tour and your way back to the PGA Tour, hopefully.
I really hope if there's one thing that will come out of this, and the last thing I'll say on Liv, is that I really hope, to Andy's point, when the ribbon is finally put on and the box is closed, I want them to be brutally honest. In their first interview, whether it's DP or PGA, wherever they're playing, I want them, not maybe the first interview, but over the course of 3 or 4 interviews, I want them to be brutally honest on everything that happened, like why they went there, we're not going to probably get that. Maybe we will. I don't know. But, you know, that's what I want, even though.
Well, it would definitely make up for a better season of Full Swing, because this past season was so bad.
Yeah, they also had 4 episodes or 5 episodes.
A great thing. This season was like,
terrible.
Like, did it even happen?
I think it was the worst season that Full Swing put out, if I'm being honest with you. Because I remember watching it downstairs with Allison, because we're into that. We're into, like, all the different quarterbacks, wide receiver shows, like, on Netflix. And, you know, out of all of that they really dropped the ball this past season. Because there was so much that you could have uncovered in golf this past season. I mean, you could have made 4 episodes about the Ryder Cup alone.
Yep.
There was so much great detail in there, and they really, really dropped the ball, in my opinion.
And we never. This is how bad it was. We never even gave it a comment on our show. Like, we haven't. I remember one week, Christian, you mentioned something, and then I went. It came with a whisper, or like, even, you know, when it became available. But then watching it was so underwhelming. And we never talked about it on the show, which is amazing.
I don't think it deserved any feedback to it, because it was so short. Like, before you know it, you watch an episode, it's over. You're done.
I mean,
I believe it was on.
Hawk got 10 episodes. I mean, come on.
I was just about to say, I believe it was on Athlon Sports. Did I pronounce that correctly, Brennan?
Yep. Athlon.
Okay. I didn't. Yeah, Andy didn't need to correct me. Okay. I believe there was an article on there about the top golf movies of all time, wasn't there, recently?
I reposted that on the morning read, and that was an old article. That was back when Happy Gilmore 2 launched, but that's one of the articles that got the most views since I've been writing for them. And people like that cultural, like, golf meets society, regular everyday society type thing. And I mean, people are into that stuff, but
they love the debate.
Yes, but what a whiff Hawk was. I started to watch an episode.
All 10 episodes. I binged it.
Terrible.
I thought it was awful.
I binged it.
Being honest.
So they lost me at the crazy bus driving scene to get to his tee time in episode 1. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, this is so bad and so cringe.
Like, there's so much you can uncover with that. I hated the ending of it personally. I didn't like it at all.
When I say I binge watched it, it was in a series of 3 nights after I fell asleep, usually in the mid episode of.
I'm there, Alan. I'm there.
And had to go back and say, when I wake up and it says, "Are you still watching?" And I'd have to go back and figure out where I last, that bus broke down a lot.
The plot just didn't make sense to me. And, like, I'll have a hot take here. I don't think Will Ferrell. I mean, I think he's gotten older. I don't think he's that funny. I think he tries to be funny, but I don't think he is as funny as people perceive him to be. He was, like, the Elf days, hilarious. But I feel like as he's gotten older, he's not as funny as.
Well,
I believe we said it before. I believe they're all forcing golf humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're the worst audience for that, right?
Oh,
because making us like a funny golf show probably is going to be a bomb for everybody else, right? Like, they interject all these other things, like the crazy bus driving scene, whatever. Maybe that keeps people interested. I don't know. But I find, for me, I found it with Happy Gilmore. I'm finding it with Hawk. I thought Stick was terrible.
I did not even make it through it.
Yeah.
I didn't even make it. I'm not sure I made it all the way through Happy Gilmore 2.
I think the common denominator for me is I get too overly critical of the golf part of it.
Right.
That's the problem for me.
But you can't, like, the reason I didn't like it is because you're obviously at Pebble. He's on 18, same putt to win the Grand Slam. It's just like the way the show went. I remember looking at Allison and I told her, I was like, I already know how it's going to end. Because I thought he was just going to, he's going to win the Open.
I'm not at that episode yet.
You're not missing much. So that's all I got to tell you. But I just didn't like the ending to it. And I think there was
Christian may have foreshadowed right then. You're not missing much, Andy.
I wasn't listening to him.
I don't know what you're talking about. I can't even hear Andy right now. Kidding.
It was only just a moment ago.
Always got time for Andy. Always. Doesn't matter where I am in this country. I always got time.
All right. So let's
and BE.
There's the debate. What is we're gonna put you all three on the hot seat. Favorite golf movie? Give me your top three in order.
Oh God, top three.
Who's
starting?
Andy's got to go first.
All right. I'm going to go Bagger Vance.
Great movie.
Caddyshack, Tin Cup.
I'll go. Those were my two. I thought Tin Cup was great. Caddyshack. I'm also going to go with The Greatest Game Ever Played.
That was also good.
Love that movie.
Yeah, you guys, I forgot about that one. Now I got to throw that one in there.
So before I start my list, I gotta say, when I was a little kid, Dead Solid Perfect on HBO with Randy Quaid.
Oh my Lord!
It was a sleeper. A lot of booby
Those
scenes.
ducks- what are those geese doing here?
Great.
A lot of boob scenes.
But I won't put that in my top three. Obviously, I like Tin Cup, but it was kind of hokey, so I'll go with Bagger Vance. I watched that probably 20 times. I love that movie. Greatest Game Ever Played. And I watched one last year that was about these caddies in Texas, high school team.
Yeah.
The long game. The long game.
I thought that was really good because anything that has a historical base to it, I love those kind of things.
Okay, so I'm going to fly way off line here on this one. If you like that one, BE, you'll like the one, whatever, about the distance runners with Kevin Costner out in California. I can't remember what the name of that is. But anyway, my top three, also Legend of Bagger Vance, Greatest Game Ever Played, and literally a coin toss, but I probably have to give it to Caddyshack.
Yeah.
There's just too many good lines in there.
So Caddyshack, to me, like, the golf stuff was secondary, even though it was the whole, kind of ecosystem of a private golf club was the whole story. But like the actual playing of the golf was so minimal.
Yeah.
And they made it funny. So that's how Caddyshack worked for me. But yeah, some of the, and for me, Bagger Vance, I love Bagger Vance. The scenery in Bagger Vance is great.
Amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Tommy's Honor also had a lot of good.
Tommy's Honor was good too. That and Greatest Game Ever Played, like those movies, when it comes to the golf part, they appeal more to us, right?
Right.
Because there's historical, kind of connection to, the Tom Morris thing and to Greatest Game Ever Played. But I think, there's more real golf in those movies.
Yeah.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Yeah.
We're going to throw one of these in, but I'm going to steal it from you, Andy. I circulated amongst all of us a picture. It's going around social media. I don't know if I can throw it up on our social. And you see two guys, they're rolling up. They got the camera going. There's a golf cart trying to go across the bridge, but it's not going across the bridge. It's slammed into the abutment of the bridge all the way back to the steering wheel. So, and I got another one for you. And the guy that drove the cart over the edge of the 19th hole at Paynes Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah, saw that.
You're an idiot. First of all, you're an idiot. Second of all, you're lucky to be alive. And then lastly, don't be that guy.
I did not see that one. I got to look.
Too many
at
transfusions, maybe.
He went backwards down the path down to 19 and right over top of it, and you see the guy basically undressing on the 19th green. And the amazing part, B, you've seen it, the amazing part is how far out that cart is from the embankment. I mean, that thing could have rolled over on him, trapped him under the water. I mean, they could have been done a corpse.
Anything.
You've got hubcaps on the rocks.
See, I guess
Anyways.
I'm a little bit desensitized because I live so close to the villages that they have that kind of shit happening all the time over there. So
every stop sign I've been on a golf cart through the villages with someone who lives there. They drive like hell. Andy, what do you got to say about this?
Holderness and Bourne, the official apparel company of the Quiet Please podcast. Some of the nicest stuff you'll find out there. Great cuts, great fit, great fabrics. We're looking forward to getting our stuff, Chris Frame. We're looking forward to it.
Okay. And let's go here. Final thoughts. 18th green. Prettiest podcaster. Yep. You were going to. I was going to tell you to.
It's a big week on tour this week. A lot of guys, big names specifically, your Keegan Bradleys of the world, your Tony Finau's of the world, have a big week ahead of them. They need a huge, maybe a win, maybe not a win, but at least a top 5 finish for most cases. But big week. It's going to be a great event, and there's going to be a lot of players though playing for something this week to keep their card, keep the job for next year, probably get into a better position going into the FedEx Cup playoffs. So it's always a great event to watch, in my opinion. And honestly, just keeping it short and simple tonight with the final thought was the Wyndham Championship this week. Excuse me. I'm not a betting man though, but I will say Cam Young's going to win.
BE.
I just want to say, you guys know how much I love junior golf, youth golf. I tuned in the last 2 days of the PGA Junior Championship. At Fields Ranch. The golf course, I was very skeptical, I could say, that it could host the PGA Championship, which obviously we'll see what they can do next year, but I like those golf courses. They look really, really solid. And it was very tough that they had it 7,300 yards on the East course for these junior golfers. And most of the older kids, not a problem at all, you know, so it's amazing how good these kids are. But a kid from California, Jaden Song, who I first met when he was 5, won our Pee Wee Swing contest. He pulled out the victory for the boys. And he's a great kid. I've kept in touch with his family. I think he ended at 8 under par. And my student Brevin missed the cut, but he was one of the young bucks in the field, and it was a very educational week for him and I both. But great courses at Frisco. The talent pool, which I already knew was strong, it was just super impressive. In fact, the last thing I'll say, there was a kid in Brevin's group that shot a 66 with a 2-stroke penalty for showing up to the tee late. That was inclusive of the penalty. So he really had a 64. That's insane. And there was more scores like that. So junior golf, the road to the PGA Tour is very, very strong.
Andy, I'm going to steal it. I'm going to let you finish it up because I don't want you to steal any of my many thoughts I have. One is congratulations to Nota Begay for being named the Payne Stewart Award recipient. Congratulations. Congratulations also goes out to President Donald Trump on winning yet another club championship. Congratulations to multiple golf courses throughout the Carolinas that are now opening. More great destinations, including one called the Matchbox at Tobacco Road. And we would love to do a show there. If you would love to have us down, we'd be happy to make that appearance. And that's all I got. Andy, and you?
I would love to know how many courses have 18-hole club championships. Just curious. Seems kind of a rare thing, but
I'm not commenting. I just made a statement based on what I saw in the facts.
Fair enough.
That's right.
So now that we're on the golf entertainment kick tonight a little bit, I'm gonna end the show with a few thoughts about that. We have a guy at our club. His name is Dalton Joyce. This dude has just as good a golf swing as you'll find anywhere. He was the one that was getting roasted for recording his entire qualifying round for the U.S. Open or U.S. Am, whatever. He just played in the U.S. Mid-Am qualifier yesterday where 12 people broke par, and he shot 82. And I'm not digging at him as much as it's just so difficult to parse between what a great golf swing looks like and playing great golf.
Yeah.
It's just an entirely different animal and different task to get to that point where you can swing it as good as anybody on the planet, but still you need to learn how to play golf and you need to learn how to shoot good scores. Brad Dahlke, who everyone gushes over, played in the Rocket Mortgage this week and shot a couple of really high scores. And people love to talk about how close Brad Dahlke is to being a PGA Tour player, and it just shows you how different the appearance of being a great golfer is and being a great golfer. And final note on the interesting side for me for entertainment golf, the Internet Invitational now is going to have a $4 million purse. Dave Portnoy is going to probably do some more crazy stuff and make that event every bit as entertaining as the other one is, hopefully even better. And I loved it. I thought it was great. And I'm really looking forward to the big break coming back. As part of a good collaboration on the Golf Channel. So golf entertainment, it's not all bad, it's not all great, but there's some really interesting stuff out there. Alan,
where are they?
Do the sign off. I'm not.
I will in a moment. I just have a question. Where's the big break being filmed?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know either. We need an
coming
answer
up
on
soon,
that.
though.
We should do another remote.
The big break was so awesome.
Oh, it was so good.
I just loved it. It was by far the best programming they've ever had, in my opinion.
It's going to be filmed at the Horseshoe Bay Resort in Horseshoe Bay, Texas.
Oh, that's where me and my partner John Shipley just won the Horseshoe Bay Invitational a couple weeks ago.
I'm just saying.
Maybe you should go be a guest appearance there and show these guys and girls how to actually play golf.
You don't wear a white belt, though.
Yeah.
In that case, Christian, hit it long and straight.
Because I can actually hit a golf ball and you can't right now. So I beat you hitting it short and crooked. So